Good morning, everyone. I'm just going to check with Matthew to make sure that he can hear us in the Zoom meeting.
Yes, we can hear you clearly in Zoom. Thank you very much.
Great, terrific. Okay, Chair Crandall, I think we're ready to begin on time.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the June 7th regular Board of Supervisors meeting. As customary, we will conduct we'll call the meeting to order first and foremost, and then we'll conduct a moment of silence. And it looks like we have a few today, and so I'm going to invite Kuchin Thomas up to give his moment of silence, and then Tina, Board of Supervisors, the Vice Chair Tina Scott will give one as well. So come on up, Mr. Thomas.
Morning, everybody. So I'd like to take this time to give a moment of silence for Miss Amy Walker Allen, who had passed away due to a car accident a week ago. So I would like to take this time. She was a beautiful person. She was a friend, a daughter, granddaughter, cousin, and niece. So I'd like to take that moment of silence for her too, as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. And Ms. Vice Chair Scott.
A beloved member of our community passed, Tara St. John. She was a member of the Lake County Arts Council. She was a programmer for KPFC. She was a marriage and family counselor. She was active in many roles in our community. She will be dearly missed. She is also the creator of the peace poles that are in the city of Lakeport and the city of Clear Lake. So if we could hold a moment of silence for her.
Supervisor Sabatier, can you lead us in the pledge?
Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Item 4, consideration of extra items not appearing on the posted agenda. Did we still have that potential item? Yes. Director De Leon.
Good morning. Scott De Leon, Public Works Director. This morning what I'd like to do is request your board's consideration of an extra agenda item, and if approved, I'd like to request that you take it up at a later time today. There's a little minor modification I need to make to the resolution, but I'd like to offer the justification for your consideration for this extra agenda item. This is in regards to our Soda Bay Corridor Evacuation Route Planning Grant. We were notified on Friday that the deadline for getting all of the paperwork in for our application and to receive the grant is this Friday, the 10th. And prior to Friday, we had been advised that the deadline was going to be the 17th. So they've moved it up a week. I had everything kind of set up for your board for next Tuesday with this resolution, and so we need to have that resolution done as part of our final application paperwork. And obviously, this is the last opportunity to get this before your board before it's due. So that should address the need to take this up because we received the notice late Friday afternoon, and it was well after the agenda for today had been posted. The need to take immediate action on this should be fairly obvious. If we don't have the resolution that authorizes the CAO to sign the agreement, then our paperwork is incomplete and we risk losing the grant. So it's a simple resolution, and should not be controversial at all. So that's my justification for taking it up as an extra. And again, I respectfully request, if you agree with that, that we take it up a little bit later today and give me an opportunity to make a minor adjustment to the resolution.
All right. With that, should I open up the public input, or is there anyone in the public that has any comments on bringing this consideration of this item? And mine just went off, so I don't know if yours did, but.
No hands.
No hands, so I'll bring it back to the board for,
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve this extra item.
Second.
so I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. So we will take that up, 4.1, later in.
I'll be ready.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right. Next is item 5, our consent agenda. Commonly, we will vote one time on multiple items that are non-controversial. However, if there is someone that has concerns and would like to pull an item on the agenda, they can do so. So I will open it up for anyone that would like to pull any items. And so Supervisor Sabatier?
Yes, I'd like to pull. Thank you. I'd like to pull item 5.6 for further discussion.
Item 5.6. Okay. Is there anyone from the public? All right. I'll bring it back to the board for action.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda items 5.1 through 5.5 and 5.7 to 5.20.
Second.
So I have a motion to end a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And motion carries. Next is our 905 Lake County Animal Care and Control Pet of the Week. And what surprise do we have today?
If some of you guys would like to come down and help, I greatly appreciate that.
There's more.
Aw, come here, buddy. You gonna hide in there? You kitty? Hello, my name is Mary Paschke. I work with Lake County Animal Care and Control. We're located at 4949 Hellbush Drive. Today I brought with me 4 of our adoptable kittens. These guys are, I want to say, just under 4 months of age. They are ready to be adopted out today, actually. They're already fixed, spayed, and neutered. Come on, buddy. You don't want to? All right, there we go. Don't want to drop you. These ones are very playful. They had a very quiet car ride here, so they're getting kind of sleepy, and they're pretty entertaining to watch them play in the kennels. You can adopt them out singles or together. If you adopt them out together, they play with each other and keep themselves entertained. But we do have other ones that are ready for adoption. If you guys do have any other questions in regards to who we have for ready to adopt out, feel free to contact us at 707-263-0278. We do also have some adult cats available as well, so it's not just kittens. We do have some black cats. We do have some, obviously you see, we have some of the orange kittens. We have a bunch of different colors. Do you want to grab this one real quick? So we have a wide variety of kittens, so it's not just what we got currently. But does anybody have any questions of what, in regards to what we got right now?
No.
I am not entirely sure off the top of my head. I know most of the ones we have currently are owner surrender. We don't accept just stray kittens. We only accept sick or injured or owner surrenders. Anything else?
He is not good.
Is he trying to dig through that wall to escape?
Well, thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.
I think you found a new friend.
I enjoy kittens until then they get older and they never pay attention to me. Yeah, then they're just like, until they're hungry. Yeah.
This is literally the definition of herding cats.
And this was not the entire litter.
Oh, wow.
Part of this litter has already been adopted out.
Yeah?
I'm glad to hear that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. With that, we'll move on to our 6.2, public input. It looks like we have Mr. Greg Biancini. Sir, if you'd like to come up, you have 3 minutes.
Good morning. My name is Greg Bianchini. I live on 13th Avenue in Lucerne, and my concerns today is with the needle exchange program that's happening on our streets. And I turned in my citizens input request form, so that's everything I'd like to go over right there.
Do you want to read it?
Okay. So with this needle exchange program, I can't get any information from Anita. I think that's her street name.
Why don't you read this? I think this is the points you want to make, so if you want to read that, the points that you put on the back. Yeah.
Did you guys get a chance to
That's
look this over?
We just received it, so if you just read it and then submit it, I can have copies made.
Okay, cool. So I'd like to see the annual report, 121349-1, and then the permission to operate in city limits in Lucerne on 13th Street. I'd like to see, does she have permission on that? And then public report, the requirements, again, 121349-1. And then what drug supplies are being passed out? Is she still passing out the smoking kits? I'd like to know. What is she passing out? And then the restrictions, the regulations, the guidelines, requirements, public records, and authorization, and then the city codes for being set up in the street on 13th Avenue. So there's quite a bit here I'd like to have when we are going to be having a town meeting on Thursday in Lucerne, so I need to have this stuff. So yeah, I need some information about this needle exchange program, because it's getting a little out of hand. I didn't come last week because I was afraid to come here, because when I came here 2 weeks ago, it was on 5/24/22. That was a Tuesday. I showed up here. Well, what happened was, I guess she found out I was here. Well, and then after she got done setting up her little truck program, my dogs are all barking. I go outside. She's parked out in front of my house. She's parked in front of my house. waving something, doing something, threatening me,
So if you
me
can
and my
come-
family.
You can come to
Then
an
she
end.
did it again. So I didn't come because I was afraid to come here. What is she going to do to me and my family? Then she did it again, even without, she came last week too. This time she
Greg.
didn't stop, she just kept driving by. So anyways, I just want to let you guys know what's going on, and we need some help. Could she just go to a safe spot, a safer spot, like at the beginning of town where the Lucerne sign is?
Greg, your 3 minutes is up, but we have that. I'll give it.
Yeah.
And I believe this is going to be coming to the board in the next month. I actually did my own research and spent an evening down there with her on Tuesday. So I have a lot to say about the needle exchange and the great work that she's doing.
Can I come to that?
Yeah, when it comes here, it would be great,
It'll come-
yeah.
Yeah.
And when is that going to be?
We don't know
yet.
exactly
Oh.
yet,
It's
but
gonna be coming in
when
the
it
next-
does, that's when definitely it would be good for
Okay.
you to come and talk about your experience, because hers
Yeah.
experience is obviously different,
Okay.
so. But
And you know, I don't disagree with this program at all. It's a good program. It's just where she's doing it and how she's doing it. It just needs to be safe. So I just want that to be clear.
Thanks, Greg.
I totally get the program. It's good. We need it. So thank you guys for listening to me this morning.
Thank you,
very
Greg.
much.
It is on the agenda for Lucerne Town Hall as well, so when you guys can discuss it there as well. So, all right. Joan Moss, if you're here. Nope. Is there anybody else in the chambers that has public input, ma'am? Yes, I don't know if you got one of these documents. Did you need one? Okay.
My name is Roberta Wright, and I also live on 13th Avenue, and me and several of the other neighbors are very concerned about her manner. When we try and approach her and talk to her, she's hostile with any of the neighbors that have any questions. And I heard that you're saying that it's a great program. I don't disagree with the program. We just all disagree with where it's located. It's in the middle of the street. It's not on the sidewalk. It's not inside a building. We have, my friend's grandchildren live on that street, and me and one of my neighbors, she's also here, we walk in the mornings frequently. We find needles on the ground that are old and dirty. Kids walk on those streets. It's right near the Tower Mart. The kids go down to get ice cream. It's not safe for them to do that anymore. It's not the program, it's where it's located. That's really an issue for all of us. And we pay taxes on that street for years. And we got behavioral health already. We have too much there. That's all.
Can you fill out one of the documents for us, the citizens input request? Thank you. Is there anyone else that has any public input? Ma'am?
Good morning, I'm Suzanne Alexander. I live on 14th Avenue, and I agree, there's needles, we find them, and my concern is just move the program to a non-residential area. You know, put it in down by the social services building in Lower Lake, move it to the Walmart parking lot, but not where people are walking every day. And like Roberta said, the power mark's right there, so there's kids riding their bikes. We're finding needles. He's got a bag of them. Roberta has one at home she just found the other day. So just move it to a non-residential neighborhood. It doesn't mean move it to Cobb or Middletown, just a non-residential neighborhood, okay? There's one other item for me, is that there's a big RV, it's dilapidated, there's a couple living in it, the tags are expired. On 14th Avenue, they've been there since July. And I called you about it, Mr. Crandall, and occasionally the county comes and put do not occupy stickers on it and all of that, and they just come out and take the stickers off their own trailer, and then go on living there. Well, they finally put a do not occupy 72-hour notice on it about a month ago. And there's 72 hours. After 12 days, they finally moved. Where did they move? 100 yards up the street. Now they're in front of my place. I've talked to the man twice. He says, yeah, we're moving it. I gave him some gasoline, and there they are. So I pay taxes too, and I never am late on my taxes. I pay my full year's property taxes the end of October, the day I get the bill. But this year I'm considering, should I even pay my property taxes? Because it's not only that one, there's another one that comes and parks down at the beginning of the street, and their tags have been dated 2012. So I don't know how these people even, where they came from. Can the county like buy an old campground and set them up somewhere? I mean, everybody has to live someplace. They're not loud. They tend to keep their belongings close to their RV, but it's very unsightly, and I don't know how safe it is, you know, if there's drugs going on or not. Okay, that's my say.
Could you fill one of these documents out for us?
Will do.
Thank you very much. Okay. And then, is there anyone else that has any?
On that same note. My name is Sherry Stanley. I too live in Lucerne on 13th Street, and I'm just here to voice my concerns of this program also. I've lived in Lucerne since 1991, and have seen a lot of changes over the years, but the changes that are happening more recently since mental health has moved in are really declining the area. I have 3 grandchildren that come to visit, and I'm afraid for them to go out. I'm afraid for them to walk down to the store. They always want to go down to Tower Mart to get a little something, a little snack or something. And it's very concerning to me. And the people that are operating that program are very non-approachable. We've tried several times just to talk with them, and they've been very hostile. As we drive by, they shake their hands at us, and make hand gestures at us. It's just not a good thing in that residential area. I realize that 13th Street is a commercial residential street, but there is no businesses on that street other than the ones on the corner. We are a residential family street. There's numerous homes on that street with children. And it's just very concerning to me the way that they conduct their business. I'm not against the program. I think it's a health and safety issue, but I don't believe that it needs to be there within our residents. And I will fill out my concern. Thank you so much for listening.
Is that 13th Avenue? Or-
Yeah, in Lucerne. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, just want to correct that.
Yeah, 13.
I've been called both over the years, so.
Yeah, 13. Did she say street? Yeah, it's Avenue. Yeah. Is there any other public input? Is there anybody in Zoom? I don't see anybody. All right, so we'll go ahead and close public input and come back to the board and move on to our 907 item, our 6.3. Presentation of proclamation designating the month of June 2022 as LGBTQ plus Pride Month. And Jessica Peiska, Supervisor Jessica Peiska, will be reading this proclamation.
Board of Supervisors, County of Lake, State of California proclamation designating the month of June 2022 as LGBTQ plus Pride Month. Whereas our nation was founded on the principle of equal rights for all people, but the fulfillment of this promise has been long in coming for many Americans. Some of the most inspiring moments in our history have arisen from the various civil rights movements that have brought one group after another from the margins to the mainstream of American society. And whereas in the movement toward equal rights for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender LGBTQ plus people, a historic turning point occurred on June 28, 1969 in New York City with the onset of the Stonewall riots. During these riots, LGBTQ plus citizens rose up and resisted police harassment that arose out of discriminatory criminal laws that have since been declared unconstitutional. In the 4 decades since, civil rights for LGBTQ+ people have grown substantially, and LGBTQ+ pride celebrations have taken place around the country every June to commemorate the beginning of the Stonewall riots. And whereas California has been a leader in advancing the civil rights of its LGBTQ+ citizens, and while further progress is needed, it is important to recognize and celebrate the substantial gains that have been achieved. And whereas LGBTQ+ residents in Lake County represent our families, our friends, our neighbors, our teachers, our employees, and our community leaders. Across all religions, races, and communities, there are LGBTQ+ people helping our nation to become a more perfect union in reaching our ideals proclaimed in our Declaration of Independence, that all people are created equal and therefore deserve to be embraced and treated as equals. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed, the Board of Supervisors and the County of Lake does hereby proclaim June 2022 as LGBTQ+ Pride Month in Lake County, and calls upon its residents to eliminate prejudice everywhere it exists and celebrate the diversity of our community, passed and adopted this 7th day of June 2022.
Thank you. I want to address particularly wonderful people. I am a survivor of intolerance, bigotry, and harassment by policemen, as well as something called gay bashing, which was very popular when I was growing up. And this moment is a moment for all those people who were mistreated, thrown in jails for touching each other at a gay bar. And for those 48 people killed in Orlando, this is for them, not for me and Joey, as much as we appreciate what you've done. That rainbow flag flying above this courthouse is a hallmark for all humanity, for the oppressed. It has a meaning. It has a special meaning. It's a kind of triumph over the bigotry and intolerance that I was talking about, over the land of the free and the brave. And it took a great deal of bravery to survive. And I am approaching my 89th birthday in September, and I will always remember this special day, thanks to all you wonderful people out there. This is also, of course, a wonderful tribute, a thank you, gratitude to the Lake County Courthouse. The citizens of Lake County symbolically stated in this flag and this day, in this proclamation, that they are a hate-free community, stated that we are and are committed to inclusive and diversity. And those of us belonging to the LGBT community are not only empowered by this display of love and commitment, but we can only express our gratitude to our abiding faith in tears. Thank you all so very, very much. This is for all of those people who have died in this struggle. And you people have made a triumph, like I said, over bigotry and intolerance. Thank you so very, very much.
So I've had the pleasure of hosting KPFZ's LGBTQ plus show with this man last almost 3 years. And he's been there doing it for 13 now. 13 years he's been out in front. A man who was arrested unjustly just for being who he was. So it's a pleasure every day. Every day I get to spend with you, Harold. You were amazing. I don't have to tell a board of natives and women and an immigrant that representation and visibility is important, and especially to the LGBTQ community, because when our government is going far right on the highest court in the land, and we're worried about our rights, and young people are seeing that we're still being treated as an unequal, and people that aren't deserving of the rights of our Constitution. It's important for our local governments like you guys to stand up and say that the LGBTQ plus community members in Lake County matter, that they're visible, and they intertwine in all our communities. No matter what community we're from, we have LGBTQ members in those communities. That's why the rainbow flag is so important, not just to our community, but to everyone, because it's about pride, it's about love, it's about acceptance and justice. And it was 10 years ago this month that I got to do the first proclamation as the mayor of Clear Lake, and it's such an honor for me to stand into this courthouse that I've been coming to and lobbying this board for 20 years for whatever, to have that flag up front, and for you to do this again, and continue to do this, I hope, to show that this county and its leadership is accepting and loving of their LGBTQ plus community. So thank you all so much.
I think this would be appropriate for all of us to go down.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think we all need to go down for a photo. We're all coming. The whole board now.
And then open up your proclamation.
Open it up.
Nice. Oh, that's good. That's really nice. Very good, thank you.
Oh, no. Just making sure I wouldn't steal it this time. Yes, and so it looks like we have Todd Metcalf. If you'd like to unmute. He is unmuted. Go ahead.
There I am. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Todd Metcalf, Director of Lake County Behavioral Services. I just wanted to share, I am the co-chair of the County Behavioral Health Directors Association LGBTQ plus committee. And needless to say, I'm in full support of this proclamation and the fact that we are recognizing and celebrating Pride Month. This is a very proud moment. So thank you.
Thank you, Todd. Everyone else online that I don't see any hands. Is there anyone else that has any comments about this proclamation? All right, and so I'll bring it back to the board, and anything else anybody would like to state? All right. With that, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Supervisor Pyska, for getting that done. We are on our 9:15, which is our 6.4, hearing on account and proposed assessment for 7137 East State Highway 20, Lucerne, California. And it looks like we have, Director De Leon on. I'll give the floor to you, sir.
Sure, thank you very much, Board. I'm very pleased to introduce William Fox. He's one of our program coordinators with Water Resources. He's taken this program under his wing and has learned a lot and is really doing some great things here with our department and for our community. And I'm excited to introduce him, and he's going to introduce this item. And William, thank you very much, and we'll look forward to your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Here, give me a second just to share my screen.
Oh, we need to swear you in real quick, Mr. Fox. So Johanna, she conducts the swearing.
Okay, with your right hand raised,
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Does everybody see my screen properly?
Yes.
Okay. So good morning. My name is William Fox, and I'd like to begin here just with an introduction. So I'm a Water Resources Program Coordinator within the department, and my responsibility is lake bed management within the department. Upon completion of an abatement, which happened on the subject property, a 7137 East State Highway 20, Lucerne, California, 95458. We were required to give an account and proposed assessment for the work that has been conducted, and if approved, will be reported as a lien against the property. So here I'll start off with the property description. So the owner on title is a Virgil and Audrey Skinner. The property address, like I stated, is a 7137 East State Highway 20, Lucerne, California, 95458. The APN 006-023-03. And is zoned suburban reserve district, and it is a improved parcel with a lake bed structure. Now on January 21st, 2021, the property was found to be in violation of the Lake County Code and the lake bed encroachment lease. The lake bed improvement was in a dilapidated state consisting of broken or missing planks, pilings, and scattered debris. Pieces of the lake bed structure were actively falling into the lake. These issues violate both the Lake County Code, Chapter 23, Shoreline Ordinance, Section 13.2, Maintenance, Repair, and Removal of Improvements, and also the Lake Bed Encroachment Lease, Section 13, Maintenance and Repair. These issues, because of these issues, a violation letter was sent to the property owner via certified mail, was signed, received on May 18th, 2021, notifying the property owner to these issues and giving them time to rectify these issues. By September 28th, 2021, no progress had been made to come into compliance, and as such, a notice of nuisance in order to abate was posted on the property and sent to the owner, again, certified mail, and we did receive a signed receipt back. So here's some pictures of the lake bed structure during our initial investigation. You can see there on the left, there's a lot of scattered debris coming from the structure. And then on the right, you can see some of the broken, missing pilings that are falling into the lake. Here are some more pictures of the structure, exemplifying the dilapidated and unsafe condition. It was determined that the structure had the potential to impact safety, navigation, and water quality. And I would also like to state that it's a huge responsibility to own lakefront property. Lakefront property abuts quite possibly the biggest asset to the county, which is Clear Lake. It provides around 60% of the drinking water for our residents, endless recreation opportunities for our visitors and our residents, harbors our listed species of fish, the Clear Lake hitch, along with numerous populations of resident and migrating birds, and also is extremely culturally significant to our indigenous communities. So we did try and contact the property owner, like I stated, Virgil and Audrey Skinner, multiple times via certified mail and posting on the subject property, and received no reply over the 9-month period that these issues persisted, until February when the abatement was conducted. I would also like to note that the lake bed encroachment lease, which was signed by the property owner and by all property owners on Clear Lake, gives the right to the leaseor, which is the county of Lake, to go on the lease premises and all improvements for any purposes associated with the rules, regulations, and policies of lake bed management. A determination was made to move forward with the abatement due to the issues persisting on the property and the owner not being willing or able to move forward to contact the apartment and address the issues. So we requested an inspection and abatement warrant, which was issued by the County of Lake Superior Court judge to allow our Class A licensed marine contractors to be on site and abate the issues persisting. You can see here, abatement was started on February 23rd, 2022. Our contractor, Lake Marine Construction, responded to our RFQ 21-13, working to abate these issues by removing the existing structure, which was falling into the lake, and removing the broken, failing pilings, which were potentially serving as a navigation hazard. Here you can see the before and after pictures. In both pictures, you can see the buoy in the left of the corner, kind of noting that it's the same angle on both images there. And abatement was completed on February 25th, 2022. So I'd like to end the presentation with our recommendation. On February 25th, 2022, compliance with the notice of nuisance in order to abate was attained. The abatement costs were $17,345. The administrative costs were $1,172.56. Staff is recommending the Board of Supervisors confirm the assessment of $18,517.56 and direct staff to record a notice of lien against the property. After recordation, it shall be delivered to the county auditor, who shall enter the amount of the lien on the assessment roll as a special assessment. Again, the total amount the staff recommends the board approve is $18,517.56. And with that, that is the end of my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Fox. Is there any questions or Supervisor Sabatier?
Yeah, just global questions. I appreciate, I remember we brought this up and signed a contract for $70,000 with Lake Construction to be able to, or Lake Marine Construction to be able to do this. So appreciate seeing the results happening. Curious about two things. One, is this completely isolated to water resources, or is this in collaboration with code enforcement as well? And then my second question is, if the lien is paid, does this go back in a revolving fund to be able to continue to do cleanups on the lake, or is that something that we just need to approve for in our budgets?
That is the goal, to make it a revolving fund. So once it does go there, I'll bring another item to start that revolving fund. That is the goal. We did receive an additional $250,000 to complete additional abatements through the California Natural Resource Agency. So those will be going on in the future.
Appreciate that. And then the former question of, is this in collaboration with code enforcement at all, or is this simply in water resources?
So code enforcement really did help me tailor and structure this, and gave me a lot of advice. I did try to follow their structure and how they did abatements. So I did kind of start this from start to finish, getting funding and the whole presentation, but the code enforcement division, and especially Marcus, did help with the whole process. And Miss Anita Grant with the legal department did give a lot of advice as well. So I would like to acknowledge their help as well.
All right, thank you so much.
Any other questions? Is there anyone in the public that has a comment for this? All right, I'll bring it back to the board for action. And then if anybody wants to make the motion for me, I'm fine with that.
I just need to find out how much it is again.
Oh, sorry.
He took it off the screen.
Can you see it again?
Thank you very much. Mr. Chair, I move to approve the assessment for the property submitted to us for the total amount of $18,517.56. And the property is 7137 East State Highway 20 in Lucerne, California.
Second.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Fox. It looks like the next one will be postponed to a further date.
Yes, Community Development has asked that this item be continued to a later date.
Okay, excellent. All right.
Thank you.
I have a quick question. Do I need to amend my motion to direct staff to record a notice? So I would like to negate my motion. Do I need to move to, or can I add another motion on top of that? Yeah. I'd like to move to direct staff to record a notice of special assessment lien against the property. Apologize for missing that.
Second.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And motion carries. All right, so 6.5 is pulled for a later date. Let's see. 6, well, we're too soon, I think, for the 6.6. So we'll go on to the 7.2 is, let's see, is Mr. Gearhart here, Director Gearhart, or maybe we could see if he's online.
Is it necessary for him to be here for this?
Oh, maybe not.
I just,
Oh, yeah, because we're just appointing, yeah, he's already, yeah, you're right. So we'll move on to our 7.2, sitting as the Lake County Air Quality Management District Board of Directors, consideration of appointment to the LCAQ-MD Hearing Board pursuant to Health and Safety Code. With that, it looks like we have 2 applicants have been received for the hearing board vacancy, and the memo attached states who the person is. So the person is, let's see what we got. Robert Bridges. All right, so that's who the person they would like us, they recommend for us to appoint. Is there anybody from the board that has any questions on this?